start getting to work faster, it still would net the same thing, but we would still need to travel the ship over to us to get into the jump bubble. So it doesn't really help us to go on that. This is a hint I can drop here, is that sometimes, like, we couldn't reach this ship on the be next to it exactly, because we can't get that far on the Z-plane, but we can get behind it, and then you can move into it from behind, which will give you a little extra range if you start thinking three-dimensionally in that way than you would have otherwise. So what we're going to do is give over our skimmers to this guy. So we'll transfer subsystem, give skimmer, and you will get over there and start looking on that ship factory, because there are some things we need from the ship factory to be sure. And I will get the rogue sword going over onto that refinery, which will have gas for us if we search it. Okay, so let's just move these guys over, and you give him the other skimmer. Give skimmer. Okay. Eventually your ships will take on more specialized roles, and you won't always be transferring subsystems between them, but early on you really need everybody to kind of be a jack of all trades and adapt to the situation at hand. So that's pretty normal that we would play like this. Let's scoot up a little on the Z-plane so that we can get on level with this gas giant. Oh, you're done. He's done transferring. So he needs to stay on 5 and get to that Vulcan planet, and then this guy, the Desert Garden, needs to get up to 12 to get on with that gas giant. And let's board that station, and let's search that station. Okay, we killed everyone on the station, so it is now searchable. Let's go ahead and search that. So what I really hope for is more repair bays on this, to find a ship with more repair bays. Okay, getting there, not finding anything. Okay, this ship's almost ready to go. Are we finding anything on? Nope, not yet. And there's a silencer. Okay, starting skimming operations. One more turn before we can land our miner. There's so many miners on the solar edge that we'll get quite a bit of metal off this, even if we just do it for 10 days. We'll get well over 2,000 metal. Now, what to do about this silencer? We're on plane, so he's right next to us. We have to attack him now. And we're really not finding anything on these searches. Let's search for some gas. Found nothing still. Okay, this sucks. The silencers really came on us soon here. We're still fighting here. We're very low on hull. We need him to be repairing immediately. And we need you to be getting metal immediately. We need that metal to repair our ships. You're skimming already, that's good. Okay. He did not attack, which is good for us. However, here's the awkward part. The solar edge is going to need to eat some attacks here, because we can't move these ships and have this repair go through, and I need a few turns of repair to get the rogue sword back up to fighting shape. So now in hindsight, I wish I had left solar edge back at this Vulcan world, because it would have given him earlier time to get started before the silencers showed up. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to move this ship to attack the silencer, which I can't quite do. He's too far away to do it in one turn, and I'm going to have this ship repair him from there. So this is a bit risky, but it'll give us more time. It'll give Solar Edge more time, because and it's a famine silencer, so there's a chance on every attack that it will drain our food. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and launch torpedoes while this guy will begin repairs, and he's still mining metal, so that should cancel out our loss of metal from the repairs and the torpedo launchers. And we one-shotted him. That's really good for us. This is everything's going pretty good right now, as long as no more silencers appear for a few more days. Alright, getting plenty of fuel. We are getting plenty of metal. You can see we're getting almost 200 metal a day from our mining operation on that Vulcan world. And we will keep repairing Rogue Sword. It's getting 20 hull a turn now. And yeah, let's see. Alright, now we're up to 30 hull, so the repairs are in full effect here. So that this is going very well. This is going very well indeed. And so what we're going to do now, I like that Rogue Sword is getting some repairs. We should also throw some repairs on Solar Edge as well. But what I actually plan on doing is having Storm Shield do the jump here. This will allow us to not interrupt our gathering operations, and we'll be able to gain much more resources that way than having one of the large ships take the jump drive. So we're going to take the jump drive, which is 6. Okay, so the jump drive's now on Storm Shield. I'm going to back him up so that he includes all these guys in his warp bubble, which I think that will go. And then I'm going to jump now. The reason is that the Storm Shield, although it is well positioned to do this, it cannot take very much damage from silencers, and if the warp drive is destroyed, if the jump drive is destroyed, it is game over for you. So we will get started on the jump now to avoid that potential tragedy from occurring, and you can see all 4 of my ships are in the jump bubble successfully. I positioned him well there. Alright, we have 3 more days. This silencer might get to us before the jump happens, but if he does, I'll attack him. And you'll see how much this benefits us that we stayed late a little bit. We're just going to get a tremendous amount of resources from the fact that we played it like the way that we have here. And this is the last day in system, and we jumped just at the right time, because one more day and this silencer would have been in range to strike us. This silencer would have probably gotten in range of striking, so let's jump. Alright, this system has a large number of ships in it. It also has a world we can harvest some food from, which is great, because we are full up on metal, we have a good amount of fuel, but we do need to get some food. So this was great. I would have liked to have seen well, you know, you're always going to want to see, in the later game, you're always going to want to see ruins worlds, the purple ones, which we haven't seen yet in any of my videos. That's how rare they are. But they're just rare, and you just need to be ready to move on them when you see them. Let's check out some of these new ships. We've got a large economy ship. We have a medium miner, which is also an economy ship. We have a medium-sized, totally stacked warship, and a large economy ship. There's also a friendly foundry. Regarding taking these ships into the fleet, I kind of like what we have going on, but you do need a bigger fleet if you ever want to destroy a core. You will need probably 4 warships at least that are capable of one-hitting silencers to have any real shot at taking out a core. The cores should be guarded by somewhere between 5 and 10 silencers immediately, and then after the normal amount of time, new silencers will warp in as well. And the core itself has a large number of hit points, so you want to ideally have one heavy combat ship that's armed, like one of these, that's armed to the teeth with weapons, so that it can one-hit the core and you can jump as soon as that happens. So that all being said, eventually we are going to need to take on more warships, and if we were going to take one, this would be a pretty good one to do. It's got a lot of fighter bays, which is great because we already have another ship that's primarily torpedoes, and that'll allow us to spread out our resource drain from combat across 2 resources rather than just metal. So this is a good ship to add. Regarding the other ships, we could use a 3rd economy ship to harvest from the 3rd kind of world. Like in that last scenario, we had to move some subsystems between our miners and our harvesters. We have to keep moving them around because we don't have one dedicated to mining right now. So it would be nice to take on this ship right here, as it has more skimmers for us, which we only have 2 of right now in the fleet, and it has 3 miners, which will be which we can add to our existing suite of 4 miners, which is already kind of too many. So we don't really need this ship, and I'm more inclined to want to take on a medium for harvesting purposes, just because they use less fuel and ultimately less food. And about the warship, I think we do want to take this on for the reasons I already mentioned. So I would also like for this warship to start searching for metal. Now when we take the ships on right away, they'll start eating food. They'll eat our food right away. So it might be a good, you might think it's a good idea to let this ship wait a while outside of the fleet before we add him to our fleet. However, it's not always a good idea to do that with warships, because there's a small chance that ships you haven't yet added to the fleet will revolt against you. And if you have a warship that revolts against you, that's incredibly dangerous. You end up with a serious battle on your hands. So we're going to add this guy to the fleet right away, and we'll put him to work searching this station. Actually, first we'll take crew because he's below 100. And he's backing up. This ship's backing up to the planet there, and we don't really care if the non-warships revolt against us. It'll make it a little more annoying to add them to the fleet later if we want them, like we kind of want Dawn's Sword, but it's not as critical, so we'll not waste the food by adding them into the fleet. Let's keep backing our harvester up. He should be there in a few more days. Okay, we've transferred all the crew from the foundry. We know that because he didn't take the full 10. So let's go ahead and search and just make sure one more time. Let's keep the fleet together. So we'll back this guy up too, and we'll keep our defender here. And you. Is there anything I want to take from any of these other ships? I could have this ship fly over and grab some stuff off this guy. Like, we kind of want his harvesters right now, because that would let us take more food from this system, from this planet here. So part of me wants to add the Dawn's Sword, fly him down, pick up these harvesters from this guy, and then have him add into the harvesting effort on this planet. But will that process take too much time, and will it just be a waste of food? This guy could ferry them, but he already has 4 subsystems, which is close to the maximum. I believe that is the maximum that he can carry. So he's not going to be able to transfer anything unless I dump off some subsystems before I leave, which might be a good idea. Might be something to do. Harvester is backing up. Miners on 3. Let's give him one of our extra systems. Let's give him the clone lab. So we'll give the clone lab. And while he's not doing anything, I'll have him take some crew, because that ship's full. Okay, so let's keep backing you up.